Hey, Christopher?
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Pretty good. You got enough room back there?
Yeah, I do.
Cool. And there's a cell phone charger down there if you need one.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Ready?
Good to go, yeah.
Off to enjoy the nice weather today?
No, not necessarily.
Oh, man, that's
But I'm still gonna do something fun.
okay.
It's gonna be indoors.
I got you. Some indoor,
yeah,
no weather.
It definitely
but
is nice out. So.
Yeah, right. It's like one of those last few nice days before it's getting cold, you know?
Yeah, I think this morning checked the temperature was 50.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not ready for that.
Mm-mm.
I'm not ready for it.
No, that's what somebody said. Summer just did its shit, then clocked out. It did not
Yeah.
get any overtime and said,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
done.
no notice.
No notice, no nothing.
Actually, I think it did for the 2 week. Yeah. There was that. You remember that 1 week in maybe early August where it was 70 degrees. I think that was the 2 week notice.
That was the 2 week notice where someone's like, I'm on my way out. I'm done.
Right.
I'm feeling it. I'm not. I don't got no more for you. You know what? That's a great point. I hadn't thought about that. That's a great point. But yeah, it's definitely getting too cold out there. Definitely getting too cold out there. You from here originally?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm from Texas.
Texas.
So,
okay.
yeah, that's why I moved up here actually for the summers, the balance of the summers.
Sure.
Texas summers are
Ha.
excruciating.
Okay.
So it's nice to have like an 80s, 70 to 80 degree summer.
Yeah, where it's not like brutal hot,
Yeah.
plus humidity out there, plus a million bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you from here?
Actually, I'm from California.
California.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm from California.
How long you been out here?
Like 7 years too long.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah, but so 7 years, and it's way too cold for me. I'm definitely want to go back to California. Right?
Yeah.
But the summers out here, you said it, man. They're nice. They're balanced. The whole city's just doing something
Every day.
Every it's just all stuff all over.
Yeah.
So nice. So that's definitely nice. Where in Texas you come from?
I was born and raised in Dallas, but I've lived between Dallas and Houston.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of heard how you're talking. I was like, I bet she's gonna say Dallas.
Yeah.
Because it's different accents depending on what part of Texas you're from. So.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, that's cool. But I like Dallas. I don't know if you've been out to the burbs and stuff out here. I always said that Dallas is like a hot Chicago suburbs.
Okay, yeah.
They look the same. They feel the same. They're all very similar, but it's just hot over there versus over here.
Yeah, I can see that. No, I haven't been out to the burbs yet.
Yeah. Yeah, but so it's nice. It's very similar out here to out there. The house has a lot of room and all that stuff. So yeah, they're kind of nice. How long you been out here?
3 years.
Oh, okay. So you're still getting used to it.
Yeah, I'm still. I feel like I have a pretty good tolerance for the cold, so it's not that bad. I went to school in Washington D.C., so
okay.
I got a little bit more of a winter than I would in Texas. To kind of give me the training wheels for living out here.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, because D.C. does get real cold, so yeah, it'll get you used to it at least. What'd you study?
Biology.
Biology. Cool. What kind of biology?
Just general biology.
General, so the human body is...
Yeah, human body, plant, animal physiology.
Okay.
A micro.
Okay.
Biochem. I had a chemistry minor, so I did a lot of biology and chemistry.
Okay.
But as part of my degree program, I also had to take humanities classes, so psychology and literature courses, history. I went to an HBCU, so I got to learn African American literature, history, and things. So that was cool.
Yeah. And are you kind of parlaying that into a career in the biology chemistry field? Or?
So right now I work at Malcolm X as a biology tutor.
Okay.
So I'm using my degree. And when I first moved here, I was a clinical research coordinator, which is just really like a glorified secretary position or recruitment. That's what it is.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I didn't really need to use my degree.
Yeah, you don't really do anything with that. Okay. Do you want to do something with it? Because biology, I mean, you got to have an interest in living stuff. So
I feel like I have no choice. Well, okay, so I do have a choice. My main aspiration is holistic health and wellness education.
Okay.
So I think I use my foundational understanding of science and the body to help piece together ideas as to how we can better take care of ourselves.
Sure.
And then I share it with the community.
Okay, that's phenomenal. I think that's fascinating stuff. A lot of my personal time is spent researching my own health, my own longevity, and stuff I can do, and taking things and so, hey, let me try this, let me try that. So that's cool. It sounds like you're doing a lot of that yourself.
Yeah. So that was the same case for me. I have a spinal cord injury, and when I was in college, I started developing some research skills that really helped me go out and find the information about spinal cord injuries, where they are in terms of like innovations for care, practices that they think are really supportive.
Sure.
Things that I hadn't really heard in my doctor's appointment. So I definitely know, I understand the value of self-education. It's one of the things that I want to encourage the community to be able to do is to look, like research the things and get their own understanding.
Yeah.
Take a lot of that power back.
Oh yeah, it's super important. I mean, I'm all for, I know medicine, I trust it, I trust the science behind it, but the fact is, all medicine is talking about the average.
Yeah.
And this average range. But there will always be people on the outside of that average range that are going to need something a little more nuanced. And we're nowhere near facilitating that
Definitely not.
In the medical field and at all. Because on top of that, insurance companies, like a cancer, like
exactly,
they're just stealing all that money that they could be using for research, looking for finding that nuance instead of saying, well, you're outside of our range, so we're just not going to cover it.
Yeah.
And that's when medicine is for profit, and that's the problem. That's absolutely the problem. But
another thing that I've noticed is that I think psychologists and like medical doctors, like primary care physicians, should be in much closer relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a lot of things that I think psychologists and therapists get to know about a person that would contribute like greatly to the care plan for somebody.
Oh no, and because it is, again, this is these friggin' medical insurance companies that cut us all into pieces and said your eyes, your teeth, your brain are all different, and your body are all separate. I'm sorry, but this is all one body.
Yeah.
This is all one body. Everything is connected, and my thoughts control what's going on.
Just about
I think how I feel, how I know about that. That's why. What's the number one medicine out there? The placebo.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I think it's going to work, and guess what? Half the time it does.
It does. Yeah.
So what's the real? So we're ignoring this powerful tool in medicine, which is the mind of a person.
Yeah.
And to say it's all separate, and again, it's just insurance companies.
It definitely is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
And like hyper specialization. So much so to where like primary care physicians aren't taught about nutrition and things. They're just really taught to diagnose and prescribe, or to delegate. Make referrals and things.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot of work that is necessary, and I at least know some researchers and scientists who are actively studying those fields. Like we've heard of the social determinants of health and the biopsychosocial model of wellness. Though, like people who are doing that research, I think are starting to bridge the gaps between what's going on in like our medical, like our hospital, versus what's going on in the like therapist clinic versus what's going on in like community organizations. Because they all contribute to our overall sense of wellness.
Right, and that's a great point, the wellness of it, and that's really what it is it's like, these are all facets of it that all should be coordinated together, that we need something holistic for each individual person, and that's really like, that was supposed to be the general practitioner, right? That was supposed to be what they're for, this to say, hey, I want you to go to this and take a look at this specialist. I want you to go take a look at that. And they're the ones that are supposed to be coordinated. But nowadays, they're all so overworked, none of them want to spend more than 2 minutes talking to you.
You get 10 minutes tops. It's so sad.
And I remember the last general physician I talked to, I had a list of like 4 or 5 different things that had been bugging me over the last, year that I hadn't got. And I was like, hey, I wanted to take a look at this. And she literally eventually was like, stop with that, or we're going to have to set another appointment. I'm like, what was this appointment?
Exactly.
Like, what did I just pay you $250 for? What are you talking about? And I was just like, no, this is obviously not, she's not here to help people.
Yeah.
She's not here to help. She's not here to figure things out.
And even if they did have good intentions in the beginning, that pipeline to become a doctor is so strenuous. The debts that they have to take on is so, and even their wellness overall, like
mental health on top.
Exactly, not getting to spend time with family.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot. So the whole system, there's so many things that need to be.
So many. I agree completely.
Like reform. Yeah. That's why, like, my focus is working close to the community.
Yeah.
I originally had aspirations of being a doctor, but then after learning all that I was learning and like reflecting on my personal experience, because I've had a spinal cord injury for 12 years,
Wow.
I realized that it probably is not the best solution for what I think is necessary
Oh
for
yeah.
people.
Yeah, if you're a doctor, you're there to make money for the insurance companies.
Yeah.
That's all you're really doing. That's it.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they squeeze you through that little pipeline, and I have chronic pain. I don't know if I could put myself through too much.
Because they try and make you fail. That's the rigorous schooling you're doing, is they're trying to weed you out in the first place.
Yeah.
They're making it twice as hard, way harder than it needs to be. And why put yourself through it to then not help people?
Yeah, and we
know?
really need doctors and nurses and things. So yeah, so I'm focusing on advocacy. So talking to the community about the like 8 dimensions of wellness, getting us into the mindset of seeing all the things and how they interplay, so that we can just feel more empowered. Because you might not always be able to like change your occupational, like your career,
Right.
but there are things that you can do to feel more comfortable at the job and not let it allow you to burn out.
Yeah. And you said something really interesting. The 8 fields of wellness.
8 dimensions.
Dimensions of wellness.
Yeah.
So what is that? That's really interesting.
It's a model that I came across in research after stumbling across the biopsychosocial model.
Okay.
So the 8 dimensions of wellness are physical health, mental, emotional, social, occupational, financial, environmental, and spiritual health.
Sure.
And it just breaks up these different things that are like normal parts of our life and speaks to how they impact our wellness overall.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
if you know how they impact your wellness, then you know how to like manipulate it to better support you.
Yeah.
I find that a lot of people, especially in today's time, their social health is not in the best place.
No.
Whether it be family relationships or not really having good support systems of friends and things. And I found that is one of the best places to start is by like mending those relationships or finding people that you actually feel connected to, so that you don't feel alone in this thing. First and foremost.
Yeah, we're social creatures. We need that. We gotta be part of a community, come out of a group.
Otherwise, we slip into hopelessness a lot easier.
Yeah, isolation can really create that, and it has that mental aspect and has a physical outcry. Your body doesn't want to be
exactly.
You don't want to be functioning.
See, and now so you see how the web. So once that social health is in the gutter, then yes, like your physical and your emotional and your mental health also go down.
Yeah.
So one thing that I'm really focusing on is creating space. Like I'm headed to a space now that's for men. It's a they call it a power circle.
Okay.
Where we'll just be getting together and talking about life and what we're experiencing.
Sure.
Offering our perspectives and things with the intention of just uplifting each other so that we can keep this thing going.
Oh man, that sounds like wonderful.
But
I mean, that's what men need, because we're over here doing this thing on our own. We don't. People think they don't have emotions. Guys have this idea about what a man's supposed to be that the TV sold to us. That the movies sold to us, but nobody. You gotta have that care. You gotta have the community. So that's great. There's spaces like that are starting to come up.
A lot of them are popping up actually, and I see that as we are trying to correct that like social health dynamic because it is really impacting us negatively, especially the younger people who are growing up on social media and are dealing with a boatload of shame and
cell phone addiction, technology fighting you,
and hopelessness
because what's the future look like?
And what's the point? So I see that as one of those solutions, and another one that I found, another aspect of wellness that I find really, really supportive to prioritize is emotional.
Sure.
Getting to know the different types of emotions.
Yeah.
Like what are the words for it?
Yeah.
What is overwhelm? What is overwhelm versus stress? And how do you navigate overwhelm versus stress?
Yeah.
How do you navigate overwhelm
worry,
versus grief?
Grief. That's a great one.
Because a lot of us just use angry, happy, and sad, but there's more nuance that could really help us with activating solutions that could support us.
Yeah, once you really name it, to know what it is.
Yeah,
to know
and that's an easier one that you can do by yourself.
Yeah.
And for the most part, for me, it's a lot of time journaling, writing to myself, just talking about what I'm experiencing. I developed a pretty good understanding of how I feel about myself and how I exist in space. And then once I have some goals, it's like, so what do I need to do in order for me to get towards some goals?
Yeah.
So that's another aspect of it that I think is really important. And lastly would be occupational health.
Sure.
It's one that one of my friends said is a luxury to be able to do something that you're passionate about for work. Yeah. But I think it's a necessity for our overall wellness in the long term. To do something where you feel empowered, because it's a self-sustaining system. It's kind of like solar energy.
Yeah.
The sun comes up daily, so those solar panels receive the energy to like recharge it on a daily basis.
Right.
Doing something where you feel encouraged, you get to use your gifts, your
Yeah.
natural talents, and you find that it's supportive to the community.
Yeah.
It's empowering. It just makes you move through space differently.
Oh yeah.
It's a big reason why me, as a person with a spinal cord injury and chronic pain, I'm a survivor of domestic violence, gun violence. I feel so joy. I exist in space in a way that I think most people wouldn't even be able to know that the things that I've seen, because I feel so connected to the work that I do and how I show up in this world.
Yeah.
And it's giving me a sense of purpose. So I want to make sure that we understand that that is important still.
Yeah.
And it may be challenging, but it doesn't always have to be a career like being a doctor.
Right.
It could be like, studying up, like you've studied up on your personal wellness. If there's anybody else in your family that has anything going on similar to that, you have tools that you could offer them now.
I've been able to. Absolutely. Yeah. Because, different to you, I woke up one day in 2017. I couldn't feel anything from my belly button to my toes.
Yeah.
To this day, I still got about 10% of numbness on my right foot.
Yeah.
And it's been, no doctor could figure it out. I stumped chiropractors and doctors all over from California to here.
Yeah.
Until I finally found someone that was able to figure it out. But it was a lot of the work was, what was I doing? What was I researching? What did I try? And what did I build out?
Yeah.
But then figuring out, okay, looking at yoga, looking how to stretch the muscles of my leg, figuring out how that's all put together, how that connects to my torso, how that connects to my psoas, right? All these things going up and above. I was then able to, now my friends are walking weird. Now people got knee injury. Now they got some, because I've tried everything. I'm able to go, oh, I see how you're walking. You can do this. Oh, I see your steps a little different. And I know I can guide that because I've been through it. I did the research and found it for myself. Even if it didn't help me, it helped with other people. With depression, I had a massive depression moving out here to Chicago, going through a custody battle, doing all this stuff. And what I did to dig myself under, I've been able to tell people, hey, here's some things that worked for me. These are some things that I tried. These are the things that helped, that this didn't, but this might work for you. And here's some stuff you can try. And to be able to have that to contribute to, like you said, a community, a society, a group of people that we know have some connection to.
It's so empowering. And I think that's the beauty about purpose.
Yeah.
Our lives are the blueprint for how we are meant to serve. So if you just take time to take care of yourself, you are imbued with a toolkit that is so supportive to the people around you. It's naturally. I think it's built that way intentionally. Because I have partial paralysis from waist down still. Like my right leg is so weak. I'm left leg dominant at this point. I can't really even feel from knee down on my right leg. So I've learned a lot about managing chronic pain. I've learned a lot about navigating social life as a person on crutches and with a spinal cord injury. I've learned a lot about stress management. I've learned a lot about all these things. So now when it's time for me to speak about it, I'm able to speak from a place of, like, I may not be a professional in the field, but I have 12 years of experience navigating these circumstances. And I trust them because I know the nuance. Like you said, I've tried all the different things and it wasn't doing anything for me. So, but then I got to these foundational things and they were really supportive for me. So that's what I'm offering.
Exactly. You can say, I did this works. I tried this might work.
I
have these tools, because that's really all it is. And that goes back to your 8 dynamics. It's every person. There's a tool bag out there. There's a set of things. It's not one solution for everyone, which is what the medical field tries to find. It's every person needs their solutions. But how do you put that together? You got to support
them in finding their own solution.
Exactly.
It's about empowering the person to look at themselves. Because we are our own healers.
Exactly. And how many, like you said, you've been dealing with it for 12 years. How long did it take you to get to one point of stability, to another point, right? For me, my depression was 3 years of trying anything to get it to work, till eventually at the end of that 3 years, I was like, oh, I am in a better place than I was before. It wasn't one thing, it was all these things that I ended up having to do to get myself to this place. And that's what every person actually is. That's what every person needs. And that's having that community, having that structure, and understanding, like you said, that it's 8 dynamics to an individual person. I think that right there is a key that people need to understand.
It was such a beautiful, when I stumbled across it, it was just like, this is it. This is exactly what I needed to know in order for me to like continue this journey. It gave me a boost to continue on.
And it must. That's amazing. That's wonderful. So is there any other place that's kind of understanding those 8 dynamics of wellness that's working with that, or?
So there are some communities that I think implement them. They might not educate and like express the 8 dimensions of wellness, but when I think about like urban agriculture, they understand the role of food in overall wellness and access to food. They usually have things that reduce financial barriers to fresh produce. So there are organizations that have integrated understandings of certain dimensions of wellness into their practice, and then they offer a service in that way. But when it comes to education, my main source of insight has come from researchers and scholars online. Like there's a guy named Gabor Mate.
Oh, I love Gabor Mate.
Yes,
absolutely.
So I feel like he's like, I call him like the grandfather of the biopsychosocial model.
Absolutely.
Or at least my thought.
Childhood development.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So I love his I love the conversation that he has. Yeah. And I know a lot of people are familiar. I forgot the guy, Joe Dispenza. A lot of people are familiar with Joe Dispenza.
Okay.
He wrote about the placebo effect. I'm not really sure what he called it, what the name of the book is. But he has a book called Becoming Supernatural.
Ooh,
so there are scholars online who had the conversations, and there are books that they've written, like The Myth of Normal. I think is a beautiful book by Gabor Mate. If you haven't picked it up, so it is amazing.
Absolutely,
breaking down the connection between stress and trauma and wellness,
and how much of it has to do with how we develop as children, and how those structures and what that builds out to the person underneath. It's like we have all this idea of like, oh, the first 4 years they don't remember it. It's got nothing to do. It's like actually those are fundamental to who they're gonna be in 20 years.
Yeah,
it's more important, frankly, the first 3 than it is the next. Right? That's what he says.
Yeah.
So it's like this is the stuff that's important. So it's really really interesting. But no, and that I think that's I think. What you said with Gabor Mate, having these people out there, those voices out there, we just now as a human species have gotten to the point where I can hear what somebody on the other side of the world is saying.
Yeah.
We didn't have that 100 years ago. We didn't have that 50 years ago. We didn't have that 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now we have something like that. Now we have where we can put it together. And that's what the tool is. So now we've got all these voices like yours. We got all these voices like Gabor Mate. We got all these voices that are putting things together. And in maybe 50 years of these voices, we're going to have a little more structure, a little more guidance in that way. And unfortunately, it takes as long as it takes, but...
Yeah, and you just got to start with the people around you.
Yeah.
Because one of the most beautiful parts of my experience so far, because I've done some education work in my community, is getting to hear them move the tools that they learn.
Yeah.
So I'll, like, say with my younger brother, I would teach him something or and encourage him to try something, and it works for him. And then I hear him randomly away from me telling other people about it. And that's like how it works. That's how it works.
And that's us as people saying, hey, this worked for me. How can I help you? Because that's who we really are. The news is going to tell you all about here going on Southside. I got to be careful. I know every single one of these people got love in their heart for the other people next to them. I know every single person here is just trying to make their day better and the people around them a little better. I know that for a fact. And I think that's just what people do, man. It's exactly that.
So it's truly been so encouraging.
Yeah.
6421. Yeah.
6421. So that one.
It might be that one. Yes.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, man. So part of that help and all that stuff. I have a YouTube show called "Getting in Cars with Strangers." It's exactly what we just did right here, where people share a little bit of their philosophy. Yeah. I blur this out. You don't know who's in it. And I put it on YouTube. Do you want to be on my YouTube channel, bro?
Yes.
Right, go Getting in Cars with Strangers, man. Dude, it was so nice meeting you, my friend.
Getting in Cars with Strangers.
With strangers.
Let me see. I want to make sure I find it now before I go. Yeah. Because honestly, I've been looking for opportunities like this. I just had a podcast episode released from one of my friends' podcasts.
Oh, cool.
I got to talk about my journey as an artist too. So these I think are perfect. And so shout out to you for using this is the chance. So it's at Getting in Cars with Strangers. One word. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, dude. So I'm gonna put you up, man. The people need this, man. This is amazing, dude.
Yeah.
This was so wonderful meeting you, man.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah,
as well.
likewise. So yeah, give me a follow. If you hit me on
I definitely
Instagram,
will.
message me, and I'll let you know when it's out, so you can see it. And I want to make sure that it sounds good and that you like it.
All right,
this was great.
it was nice
Thank you
to
so
meet
much.
you.
Likewise. Yeah.
Yes, and you know you're doing it. You're doing exactly the thing.
So are you, man. So are you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to
Keep
meet
up
you,
the
man.
good
You have a
work.
good one, man. Thank you. All right, peace, man. See ya.